Santosh, please take it away.
Hi, folks. This is Santosh Ojha. I'm a Mule ambassador. I work for Infosys as a transformation integration consultant. As I say, right, I'm a transformations integration. So I will be talking here how to integrate, and that's the topic is today topic is integrating with the JIRA. Okay, why JIRA? JIRA is one of leading product nowadays, especially to running a sprint. Okay, and then in an IT system that since is playing a role, we are going to talk about JIRA. A bit about me, further other than my name, I'm a Mule ambassador, leading a couple of Mule Meetup group, Pune, Hyderabad, and now Varanasi. So we are taking. I'm taking rather 3 groups to go for knowledge sharing sessions. Okay, I started my career especially in IT itself, and from last 10 to 12 years, I'm in integration space. Understand integration. So especially integrating to enterprises is one of my key skill. My social media handles you can find out over here. You can find me in LinkedIn. You can find me in Twitter ID and LinkedIn is there. You can if anybody trying to take a note, you can take, or you can search over there. Okay, so let's talk about today's agenda. Today agenda is especially we are going to talk a business use case. Especially I will bring one business use case from my experience. Okay, so we'll talk about one business use case to understand JIRA integration value. Okay, quick small introduction to JIRA. JIRA is known, so a lot of people are already aware, but small introduction to the JIRA. I will take you how we are going to use Mule to integrate with JIRA. Especially why we are talking to integrate with JIRA, because our center point is JIRA, so other system will able to use a JIRA capability, and Mule will help to provide this facility. We have a demo also, especially on this topic. So we'll go ahead and as a part of demo, we'll go ahead and create a user and issues. Okay, and once after demo, we'll come back and we'll talk about benefit. By the time you will also understand the benefit while we are going through demo. So after demo, we'll come and discuss about benefits. So this is DevOps today. DevOps scenario. Rather main ask for a lot of enterprises is to expedite that process, and DevOps are playing a vital role in that. And to run that vital role, that means we are talking about automation, a lot of automation, right? Once you're talking about automation, there is definitely there going to be issue reporting, and why not we go and automate that issue reporting itself. While this journey, a lot of enterprises have introduced a lot of different tools like HPSM. Somebody already have a BMC remedy. JIRA is since it's playing a role. Organizations have onboarded JIRA also. Some new cloud-based players are also there, so they have their own offerings. So people, enterprises are moving. Especially in my case scenario, we are going to talk something HPSM, backlog, and JIRA. Okay, ServiceNow is another player. So that's where. So if you see this diagram, right? This diagram is trying to bring all whatever similar product and this enterprise, what enterprise we are talking about have. Okay, so now they are looking, why not we go ahead and integrate this issue reporting system, bringing that back to the JIRA. So for executives, it is going to be easy and single window for them to watch what's going on, how we are improving on process, how we are improving on operations, right? And then it will be easy for rather allocation. It's easy for tracking, also running a sprint. Agile sprint is something go hand to hand. So JIRA is one of vital tool to run a sprint. Okay. Other is Confluence. That's especially in document sharing. So there is a ask if a lot of other tools have a document or wiki facility. So if that data need to be to port it to Confluence, that is also possible. In this demo, today we are going to talk only specific to JIRA. Okay. Now, JIRA explained it's an artisan product. You can use, especially it's used for issue management, project management, issue reporting, okay, simplifying running your sprint. If you're running your sprint to see how you are going on productivity. If you are going on productivity, you are assessing how you are going on quality. So all these factors are going to, is getting tracked from one place. Okay, and that's where this is one of key ask for a lot of agile based project. Okay, now since we are going to integrate that, and we are going to use rather JIRA for integration. So definitely you need to have a JIRA. That's two options are available. You can install on your local setup, local, that means your infrastructure setup, or you can opt for cloud version also. Okay, both is going to have a user ID and password. User ID and password you are going to use to connect that to the JIRA, rather using API also. If you are on cloud, if you are trying to log into their dashboard, you need user ID and password. But if you are trying to use their APIs, your password will not work. Password has been deprecated, so you need to generate an access token. While going to demo, I will show you how to generate an access token. Okay. Now we are talking to develop API using Mule. Okay, so definitely we are using Endpoint Studio for orchestration. There are accelerators are available in Exchange. You can use you can get a benefit of accelerator through Exchange. If you are still on 3.x, there is an added advantage. You can use that connectors. Connector for 4 is also upcoming, but not available as of today. So for this demo, we are going to use REST API. That's one of good way to integrate. That means you understand how to integrate with API. You don't need to wait for connector. You can move faster. So go for integrate. Mule ask for Java 1.8. So that's your one of prerequisite to run this environment. Rather, JIRA also need a Java, so you need to have a JDK 1.8. Okay, 3x you have a connector, a REST API. 4 we have only REST API. So today demo we are going to use REST API. I talked about two authentication. Authentication is vital for any security. So two authentication models are available. One is basic auth, second is OAuth 2. OAuth is very much well known, especially in social media space. Basic auth we are going to use for today demo. Basic auth is again user ID and password. If you are in local, use user ID and password. If you are trying to connect through cloud, make sure you have an access token to use that. Your password will not work. Okay. Now, if you see here, a specific use case I was talking about, this enterprise is trying to, they introduced a lot of, their IT was going to ramp up, so they go ahead and introduce a lot of tools. Now, another headache in their ITMS system is how to manage that. All systems are going their own way, especially for executives and directors. It is very much difficult for track all these systems. So they ask, why not we bring all these in one system? Okay, and that's a preferred center is there are on-premises JIRA version. Okay, so that's one ask, if we can bring data from other to here, and if anything is getting updated, you can return it back to the target system. So that's the one. Second is now we are IT developers, so we understand a lot of tools, but especially field staff, they prefer to, they don't understand what is JIRA. They don't need to log in to browser and log in, right? So ask is if you can bring simpler way. They are saying, okay, my staff, all staffs know how to write an email. My staff know how to send a text, how to use a WhatsApp or other Slack, etc., other channels. Right now we don't have Slack in this ecosystem, but they are WhatsApp, they are email and text. In our demo, we are going to use email as a option to connect. They are using SMTP based their own mail server. We are going to use Gmail for execution, right? Now they are, and I was talking about cloud to on-premises to cloud. These two systems need to be, ITMS system need to be synced, okay? And that's the reason they are looking a way to integrate those two options. one way you can go and point-to-point connection establishment you can do, but from Mule, we especially talk about API-led approach. In our demo, we are going to talk API-led approach. Since our system, whole ecosystem is surrounding around JIRA, so we are going to build system API on top of JIRA. Okay. Now, other thing also, they are trying to pass some responsibility, giving some access directly to the customer, so customer don't need to call center or wait for IVR to raise somebody ticket in behalf of them. So they are saying, okay, why if we'll give issue reporting email to all our prestige customer will directly send an email, and issue should be automatically raised. Okay, that will help to improve their SLA tracking. Okay, based on what type of criteria, what type of issue has been reported, they are trying to see if they are able to meet SLA. So SLA starts as soon as customer reports. Okay, so that is something they are trying to improve, and that's the reason they are giving access directly to the customer. We see an example in demo how they are asking us to implement, or their expectation is. Now, this is our typical flow. I was mentioning we are going to take a API approach. API approach we are going to take on HTTP route. So to go for HTTP route, we need to have a HTTP listener endpoint, right? That's our endpoint where consumers are going to approach. In this demo, we are going to use this HTTP endpoint. Okay, right? And if you see, that's a typical configuration. If you are trying to configure your JIRA on HTTP request, so that's a screen you are going to see, and you need to configure yourself. Okay. Now, having said that, let's go back on demo. We are going to talk a demo, especially what overview I've already given, what customer expectation is. So we'll take one route, especially for giving access directly to consumer and reporting that is into JIRA. Okay. And then after demo, since you have a proper background about that, so we'll talk about benefit once we'll return back on slide after demo.
Okay, so let's back on demo. In this demo, we are going to focus majorly on JIRA. As we discussed in previous session, JIRA is one of key rather system for this organization. This organization is trying to run their complete process, the operation through JIRA. So what organization is thinking to introduce JIRA through all the channels, all issues can be reported, irrespective if it's getting reported to some other system, that will also come and get jotted in this system. What we will do is we'll create a scenario where we are going to create a user. I will demonstrate two cases. One is to create a user, and second is to create a issue. We'll create a user through Postman and issue through Postman, and then later on we'll switch to one experience layer that is going to be user is going to trigger issue. User is going to report their issue to the system through email. Okay. In this demo, I mentioned I'm going to use my local JIRA. Local JIRA I have set up in my local laptop. So we'll use this JIRA to create a user ID as well as we'll create a issue to this JIRA. So this is a JIRA landing page. You're trying to log in. So I will go ahead and quickly log in to my local JIRA admin. So what we will do here is, so we are going to, so once you come in and this is your landing page, to access your JIRA, you first need to enable your JIRA for public API invocation. So mode is going to be public. To enable that mode, you need to go to your this gearbox, that's a setting, and select system. Okay, once you're going to system, it will ask you to promote yourself as a admin, because that's admin that's admin job, so that need to be promoted to admin. And you can go to edit setting and you can enable your API. In local, to a certain extent it will work, especially if you are an admin. For my case, since I'm admin user for this instance, so it will work for me. But if you're not admin instance and if it's not enabled to public, it will not work. So just make sure you come and enable that to the public. Okay. If you want to see how many users user access, you can go from here. You can give a user access. Right now we have a 2 user. You can create, you can invite. Okay, so that's a quick about JIRA administration. We'll switch back to our project. So if you see, this is my project, this project, and TES, what you can see, that is code for my project. That's an ID. So we are going to use this ID for all our JIRA creations. So that's TES. So just make sure you are aware about your project ID, or if anybody is consuming your API, need to be set up for this project ID. That's about this JIRA page. So that's you need to do first. Okay. Second thing you are supposed to do is to access your JIRA, you need user ID and password. User ID and password would work in local environment, but if you're trying to access through cloud, so you need to have a access token, because user ID and password has been deprecated. Password has been deprecated for the cloud environment. So you just need to make sure you have an access token. To generate your access token, we are going to use basic one, because OAuth have some different other details you need to provide. So that's not, we are not going to use OAuth, but we are going to use basic auth. Okay, so if you are coming on basic auth, this is a URL. Using that URL, you can generate your API token. I already have generated one. If you want to create multiple, you can go ahead and create that. You need to give a label and system will give you token. Once you submit this, like I'm submitting this, once I submit, I get my token. Okay, so this is my token. You can copy, but once this is where you can see, once if you maybe you missed to note, then you need to what you need to easy way to go and revoke that and recreate again. Okay, because you're not able to see that token here, that ID. Okay, so if you see you maybe missed, then you, in that case, you need to go for and you need to revoke that token, and you revoke that token and regenerate. Quick about my setting file, that's my config YAML. Here I'm good, so you can see here version 2. That's I'm saying I'm going to use API JIRA API version 2. Version 2 is stable. 3 is still not fully stable. So 2 is pretty much stable API. So I'm going to use 2. Auth code is generated based on your user ID and password. You can go and use base24 utility to generate, or a quick or neat way, quicker way, if you want to generate, you can use Postman also. I will give you a quick glance how to generate from Postman. My host, that is where my JIRA is installed. That's in my case is a local host. If you are trying to connect to cloud, you just make sure you are giving that. In my case, my cloud is something called boron.atlassian.net, right? But it's a depend. If in that case you need to give your port is 80, because that's mandatory. But if you are in local, you need to go for 8080. This is your user ID. Password is your credential which you use to log in to your JIRA. Access token is required only if you are going for cloud. If you are not going for cloud, access token is not required. Password is sufficient. Quick on how to generate that basic token. So if you can go to Postman and you pick up any of your URL. Okay, I already have generated, but if you go to authorization, select your basic auth, provide your credential. Okay, and provide your credential, and then go and update your request, come back to your header. Okay, so that's basic auth is going to be generated, and that's basic auth I have copied and pasted in my config YAML. Okay, this screen I can show you. That's your issues ID. Okay, so if you when you're trying to create anything, you need to pass an ID, not a name, because ID is required when you are trying to create issues. Okay, but if you are but for experience, definitely we can provide a name, and we need to transform that in our system API. Since JIRA is coming as a core system for this, so we are going to define a system API. So all other surrounding systems are going to use that APIs to process their own requests. Like in case of I was talking about, right? If you are trying to connect through your email channel, you can use same API. If you are trying to connect through your Slack channel, you can use. You are trying to go for text, you can use same APIs. Or if you are trying to integrate with some other incident reporting system like Backlog, HPSM, or Remedy, in that type of integration also you can use same API. Okay, so we are going to define a system API. That's about, and this transformation we need to take care on our system layer itself level, because this ID is required in JIRA, not an experience. So from experience you can accept whatever task, issue, whatever label you want, but that need to be transformed into our system API to ID. Okay, so that's a quick about introduction about what you need to do. This is I will give a glance on this. So if you're trying to create a user, that is pretty much straightforward structure. So you can give this is a minimum structure. You can go ahead and give a user ID, username, password. You can email ID, display name, and TES. I will say it right. This that's the application key. That is a project key of your JIRA. So that's a TES. You need to give that to API. That's application key under which application you want to create this this user. Okay, so that is you need to provide a project key. Now this is a minimum. You can go and further enhance to assigning a group, assigning avatar ID, etc., etc. So there are a lot of other parameters you can pass, but create a user. This is a minimum requirement. You need to provide that. Okay, that's an MVP. That's a you need to provide this much data. Then your user will be created. So it's a straightforward. So we'll not use any transformer in this, because we can use that, but same whatever you are going to get from user, you are going to pass exactly in the same way, or maybe wherever we are transforming. Issue is a bit different. Issue structure is look like this. So issue normally this is not something user prefer to pass. So this type of transformation we need to do in our layer. Okay, and that's where we are going to use transform message in case of issues. Okay, so that's about structure. You can do everything using API. So if you want to create a project like I created, this is your structure to create a project. So you go and create a project using this type. You can assign everything using so you can go and create a project also. Now coming back to, we are going to, I will showcase how you are going to do configuration for your API. As I told you, in Mule 4, you do not have direct inbuilt connector. So we are going to use HTTP rather REST APIs to create our to invoke JIRA. Okay, for that, let's quickly, now we need something called HTTP endpoint to inject our API. So I will go and put a listener. Okay, and then suppose this is we are trying to create for users. Okay, and then you can go ahead and put HTTP request, because API we are going to call that REST API, JIRA REST API. So I will go and drag that request also. I've already mentioned you, since it's exactly same structure, which is pretty much friendly structure, other than setting your application key. So we don't need to do any transformation, or you can use transformation also if you want to do something specific transformation, you can do that. Okay, here we are going to use for this one, we are since we are using this is for, we are going to create a user. So the our okay, so this is, I will say post /users. Okay, it's a good practice if you are keeping that. Okay, here I'm saying I'm trying to set my where my this is my endpoint. Okay, so I'm going to access on my 8081 only. So that's my access point. Here I'm going to say my path. So I say users. Advanced, I'm going to restrict that to the post. Okay, so so nobody will able to get, because this is we are trying to create a user. In this, so pretty much quick. We'll go for this one. Also, we need to provide our JIRA location or JIRA URL. So we'll go and define request. It's a normal whenever we are doing right. So you go and say I will be using my config YAML. So I have there I have defined my host name, etc. Right. So I will go and $JIRA host. Okay, this is JIRA host. Okay, then I will go ahead and say JIRA port. That's it for on this screen. I will go ahead and go further. I'm going to post that because I need to create a user post. And here URL, if you see, that's a REST/API. REST/API, and then I was saying, right, version. So we are saying JIRA version. That's the API version, and then I'm saying user. Okay, that's where their structure is. So we are going to say user to match their structure. In query parameter, we are going to pass our JIRA version. So I say query parameter add, and here I'm passing JIRA version. So JIRA version. Here we are going to say mule dot p colon p, and in bracket I'm saying /JIRA version. Okay, so that's I need to pass that as a part of my URI parameter. And as a part of header, we need to pass a header. So that's the auth you need to pass, right? So we are going to say here authorization. Okay, authorization. And in authorization, we are going to again read the data from our YAML. So we are saying mule p / in quotes, I'm saying JIRA dot auth code. Okay, content it's a second parameter is we are going to say content type, and here you are going to say something called application.json, application/json. Okay, so that's this is a way we need to provided details, right? So this is ready to create your users. Okay, now if you want to create something, I will take another example also before going for run. So you can go and say again listener. In this listener, we are going to say posts colons slash issues, and then I'm saying here issues. Go and in advance, I'm saying post. Yeah, a good practice, if you are going and label this flow also, you can go ahead and label that properly. So that is always good practice. Here I said, right, we are going to use transform message because that's where we need to do transformation. So I transform message, and then finally we are going to send this message to our JIRA API. So we'll go here, use this here. Again, request in transform message. For go quick, for quicker quick, I will go ahead and pull this structure. I have already here copied, so I will go ahead and pull this structure. So this is something I'm trying to put this in transformation. Okay. Now here in case of request, there are some warning. We need to get this address. Okay, so and here you need to provide again your request configuration. Since we are using same JIRA version, so we are going to use that exactly same as it. We are going to say post. Sorry, we are going to say post in this case, and again here saying REST API slash your JIRA version, JIRA version slash issue. Okay, and then you go ahead and in URI parameter you need to pass your again. So you can do from here, or you can copy there from there also your previous components. So JIRA dot version, and here I'm saying mule colon p codes JIRA dot version. Okay, JIRA dot version. So and in header, one way you can go and redefine same thing again, or you can go quickly here. We'll go here. Okay, and shift in inline mode of that function. So I will go ahead and okay, header. I copy this. I will copy here, and I can simply go and paste that. So that's also quickest way. Rather, you can go and further create a common component that will be more. But so that's if you are you can do. That's going to be more quicker. Okay, so go ahead and paste that here. So our both endpoints are ready. Okay, so this is, you can go ahead and run that, but there are other elements also. What I will do is quickly I will shift to parallel. This is, I just wanted you to know how to do that. Okay, so I will do one thing. I will take you to the my other project, okay, which is properly aligned. Okay, so I will go ahead and go for, so let's in here, right, I have something called user. You can see I have defined a module as a user, exactly same. Okay, then I have issues. Okay, so what I will do is I will go ahead and run this user in the interest of time, because we have a lot of other things to do. See, so instead of building completely from scratch, I will take it. So it's exactly same. You can get this code. I will publish that in GitHub, so you can go get this code exactly. Everything is same except that's bad. Okay, so let it run. So once it's run, Perfect. So my app is up now. So let's quickly shift to our, I will try to create a user first. Okay, so let's go here, here, and we'll give a user. Okay, so that's our input, right? Users. So I will go ahead and pull my sample from here. So I'm taking here user, and I paste it over here. So let's see. Okay, so demo user. Okay, I'm saying demo user from Boran group at a pack connect a pack demo. Okay, so I'm sending this. So let's go ahead and send this. Yeah, so here this time is created, right? So we got a JIRA name, etc. So we can see all details which we have received, right? Okay. So this is your user. So let's quickly go to our JIRA and validate that if that is our user is appearing. So I will, oh, luckily we are on the user screen. So we'll go and refresh that. So refresh that. Okay, so here it go, right? So we can see our user is now created. So we got a user has been created. Okay, perfect. So now we'll go ahead. We might have submitted 2 times. So that's no, that's a 2 user. So that's our user has been created now. So let's quickly switch back to create our issues. Okay. So issues, our endpoint is going to change by, we are going to change the issue. And then I will pull the again on request saying, okay. So here, we'll pass that as issue. So test bug creation at APAC demo. Okay, and here assigned to me. I said, right, issue type, I've already said, right, issue type, if you want to get a issue type, you can get those all details from here. So we are using 4. Okay, so we are using 4. That's a 4 is your bug. Okay, so here we are using, in this case, we are using 4. So it is going to report it as a bug. Okay, so let's quickly go ahead and send this as a bug. And priority, if you see, priority is highest. 1 is highest, 2 is high, 3 medium, 4 minor. Okay, so let's go ahead and submit this. Okay. Okay, so we got this issue, right? So we got a issue ID and we got a issue key. Let's quickly check in our JIRA if this is appearing as a part of this test project, because TES we have passed, right? So it should be, that should appear as a part of TES. So let's see, it is appearing here. Before moving to other topic. Perfect, so it's here, right? Now you can see it has been reported as a bug. Now just we'll go ahead and change this to, I'm saying just change it to 3. Okay, so I believe 3 is your task, right? So 3 is story, 3 is task. So we'll create 1 task. Okay, so go ahead and in this we send as a 3. Okay, and then here see test task creation at APAC. Okay, and then assign it to Santosh. So I go and send that. Okay, that's we got this another creator, right? Go back here and refresh. Now you can see we got a task here, right? Okay, so this is through our Postman, our system API is ready now. Okay, so what we'll do next is try to use this as a through channel. Okay, for the channel experience, suppose this API we have developed as a experience API. So this API is trying to trying to observe on a email ID in inbox, and if any issue is getting reported, it will create that in a JIRA. Okay, so let's go ahead and report this one issue through email thread. Okay, for that I have predefined email thread. So I will go ahead and send that one email. Okay, you can see I've already tested previously some other day. Okay, so I will go ahead and compose, and I'm saying JIRA demo. Okay, I'm saying urgent service not working. Okay, somebody maybe hi, this is too cold in and your heating service is not working. Need immediate attention. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks Santosh. I'm just going to send it. Okay, now let's go back to our JIRA and see if that has been reported. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, it's here, right? We said urgent service not working. That's what our email was saying. We said as a highest priority. Okay, it is reported by me and sent by me. That's whatever body we have sent. It is there. Okay. Oh, this is coming. Okay, that's something we need to refine. Okay, so that's a defect. That's a issue has been reported. Okay, right now since we have testing for bug, so it's reported as bug, but depend on what so we can go ahead and enrich that logic. It's a chain, normal, etc. So those enrichment is not there in this demo right now. So we'll go ahead and quickly go back to our inbox and see if the system was supposed to report back that saying okay, the issue has been created. So let's go back and to my inbox. Okay, yeah, here it go, right? So that's a request has been created. That's okay. So sorry. Okay, now you can see it's the same ID, right? It's not something else. So it's the same ID. You can say TS50. So that's the TS50 has been reported to the customer. So it's just very quick. User reported an issue, so user don't need to wait to approach somebody and report this issue. So just user is going to send email to the system. System is going to create an issue, and then system is going to flash to their internal notification channel to their engineers. So engineer will be back on this. So system don't need to wait. Okay, so this is from customer to system, but if you see technician to system, that is also that's another thread. Right now we don't have time for that, but suppose this issue has been reported, it is flash to your zip code area, and say, and then whatever person field person is there in that area. Suppose it's a heating company, right? So somebody is there in that area and he's going to attend that. Once he's going to attend that situation, and then he found no, he's not right person to feed, maybe compressor is not working, So he's going to report back to the system immediately saying, okay, Santosh, heating system is not working because of compressor, so compressor need to be replaced, right? So since he's not right person to replace, he reported to the system. So immediate, he don't need to come to base office and report. Immediate second engineer will be to way to the customer to get this compressor replaced. Okay, so that is going to improve, or it is going to fast. Okay, so that is from customer experience to service turnaround time. Okay, so that is automation is going to bring. So there are other parts also we can go ahead and integrate here. Okay, but right now we don't have time, so I will pause here. Perfect. So in demo we saw a couple of ways to how to create a JIRA. This is one, that's a Postman. You can use that API endpoint, pass that data through Postman for your testing. Especially we are developers, right? So especially for developer, we prefer to use a Postman to create a ticket. Okay, so we saw that how to create a ticket, how ticket looks if you are going back to JIRA console, how ticket looks like. Okay, so that's something post demo. I just skip this screen to give you a overview what you have seen as a part of demo. Now let's talk about benefit. What we saw that in our demo, we saw consumer was facing a issue for their heating service. So customer reported to the company saying, hey guys, my heating system is not working. So just as soon as a customer reported the issue, organization or service provider recognize that and raise a ticket in behalf of customer and and pass a reference ID to the customer for further processing. Now you can see earlier way customer used to wait for customer care to pick up a call, raise a ticket, and then from that ticket they don't know when issue was raised. Okay, now today in today's scenario, I raise a issue. Now I know when my issue was initiated. It is urgent issue. Company commitment is to solve urgent issue in 2 hours, right? I know when that 2 hour window is going to over. So that's a benefit. You are going to get a benefit very quick. You don't need to understand a JIRA, how JIRA works. You don't need to do. We don't need any manual intervention. We are not looking anybody to raise a ticket on behalf of me. I'm a master of myself. I can go and report a incident immediately myself, right? Now, if you say same API we use for Gmail integration, same API we can use for WhatsApp integration or SMS, or if you want to integrate if you want to bring a data from other system to JIRA and vice versa, sending back to that, you can use same API. So you can see one assets we build, that assets are getting utilized with n number of channels. You don't need to invest that. You just think over how you want to reach a customer, and then you need to develop a channel. Your core system is ready. Issue tracking, etc. It's pretty much easy now. Now, as we talked about, customer got access to report an issue. Exactly same way technician also got that handle. So technician will assess that and report that to a further level of expertise required to solve that issue. In our case, issue was related with compressor. So compressor replacement technician need to be there. The person who know how to turn a button on will not able to replace the compressor, right? So that's where you need to report that to the system. So instead of you are returning back to office saying, okay, this issue was because of compressor, then next day somebody is traveling there and there, you already reported. Next engineer is on the way with the compressor to fix that issue. Okay, so that's something benefit we are getting. It is for especially for executive. They want to see how we are doing, how we are improve our operation. You can see you yourself from understand you got attention within a 2 hour because you reported urgent issue.
you got a issue reporting within a fraction of second, right? So you don't need to wait that. So that is going to give a good customer service as well as good rather other servicing also, servicing of that issue. Okay, that's it. Something I was trying to talk about in a demo, and what is the benefit if you are trying to integrate that, and if you are using a Mule, what is a further level of benefit if you are going to use, especially we define a system API. These are some interest. If you are interested to read more, these are some URL. Definitely you can see. In Mule Exchange, you have accelerator, you have further document. Okay, if you're using accelerator, that will give you, it's not inbuilt tool to use that, but that will give you pretty much good guidance how to integrate that. Okay, so that's something is a pretty much interesting. Go and read this. I'm one of Mule Meetup leader. You can reach us. You join. We do have a virtual meetup. We do have a in-person meetup. Join city nearby you. To explore that, you go to meetup.MuleSoft.com. From there, you go and select your city. You can join. Meet us in a person. Okay. If you don't have time, if you don't have city nearby where meetup groups are, you are welcome to join virtual. Okay. We have a virtual language wise virtual meetup group. So definitely you are welcome to join. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Something I just wanted to share. Any question, go ahead and jump in live chat. We are active there. We are going to answer your question, all your question. So go there and start typing your question or putting your question. Right? Okay. Thank you for now. Thanks for coming in Connect.